Good evening. Can I have a motion to reopen to public session?
Motion.
Motion by trustee Pringle. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Stein. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, we are back open to the public. Be it resolved that the Hackensack Board of Education approves the special meeting minutes of May 12th, regular meeting minutes of May 14th, executive meeting minutes of May 14th, executive meeting minutes of April 24th, June 5th, special meeting minutes, and June 11th, special meeting minutes. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes, please?
Motion.
Motion by trustee Gilmore. Can I have a second? Second by trustee Amar Hemsa. Ms. Agostra, can you please do a roll call?
Miss Alston Valaputra,
Yes.
Miss Amar Hamza,
Yes.
Mr. Carroll,
Yes.
Miss Gilmore,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Miss Pringle,
Yes.
Miss Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Stein,
Abstained from the 24th, but say yes to everything else.
thank you.
Ms. Agostra, are we good? Did the motion pass?
I apologize, motion passes.
Okay, excellent, thank you. Okay, so, good evening, everyone. Thank you for waiting for us this evening, and thank you for being here and joining us also online. I do have a statement that I would like to read to you all. On Thursday, June 12th, at approximately 4 p.m., in a meeting attended by Trustee Amar Hemsa, Trustee Martin, and I, informed Dr. Thomas McBride Jr. that he was being placed on suspension from his position as Superintendent of Hackensack Public Schools. This action was taken after multiple conversations with our New Jersey School Boards Association regional representative, individual consultation with all non-conflicted board trustees over the course of several days, the board's completion and review of the statutorily mandated CSA evaluation, and several consultations with legal counsel who thoroughly reviewed the terms of the superintendent's employment contract and the applicable laws of New Jersey. While I understand there may be questions, I must emphasize that state law prohibits me from publicly discussing the reasons behind this decision. However, I can share that all non-conflicted Board of Education trustees unanimously supported this course of action. The meeting with Dr. McBride was brief and conducted professionally and in alignment with long-standing district precedent and best practices. In accordance with protocol, he was asked to return all district-issue items, including his keys, cell phone, and laptop. This is the procedure when any district employee is placed on suspension. He was also given the opportunity to collect any personal belongings he wished to take. Dr. McBride stated that he had already packed his items in advance. This meeting was conducted at 4 p.m. Most students and staff had left the buildings. Yet, in an effort to further preserve his privacy and avoid any undue disruption to the district operations, I offered him the option to arrange a time through legal counsel for him to return at a later date to vacate his personal items from his office. Dr. McBride chose to remove his belongings from the premises at that time. Following the meeting, I convened with Assistant Superintendent Ms. Parchment, Assistant Superintendent Ms. Marks, and Acting Business Administrator Board Secretary Ms. Agostra in the presence of our board attorney. With the unanimous support of the Board of Education, I asked Ms. Parchment to assume the role of Acting Superintendent for the time being, which she accepted. Soon after, Ms. Parchment, Ms. Marks, Trustee Amar Hemsa, Trustee Martin, and myself met with the district principals and the ECDC administrator to provide an update. The meeting was productive, unified, with all administrators expressing their full support and readiness to guide the district forward during this transition. The following morning, at approximately 8:15 a.m., Ms. Parchment and I met with central office staff to inform them of the situation and to answer any questions they had. The Board of Education recognizes that this situation may create uncertainty, but we want to assure you that the day-to-day operations of our schools will continue without interruption. Our central office and building level teams are working diligently to ensure seamless operations and maintain the high standards our community expects and our students and families deserve. Our primary focus remains unchanged, providing excellence in education for every student in our district. With just few days remaining in the academic year, I encourage all staff members to continue their outstanding work. Your dedication and professionalism are what make Hackensack Public Schools successful, and your students need your continued commitment to finish this year strong. I do want to address the false narratives that have been spread. Suggestions that decisions made by this board are racially motivated are not only baseless, they are deeply irresponsible and divisive. These claims demonstrate a disregard for truth and in some cases reflect what can only be seen as a deliberate and harmful intent to sow distrust within our community. Let me be clear. This board is composed of people who reflect the diversity and values of Hackensack in many ways, racially, ethnically, religiously, and more. The loudest and most offensive accusations have come from former board members who know how personal matters are handled and know what can and cannot be discussed personally. But instead of using whatever platform they believe they still have to support the district, they have instead chosen to traffic in innuendos, rumors, gossip, and social media posts for their own personal agenda and satisfaction. They speak without facts. One has to wonder, why would people who quit this board and voluntarily gave up on being a voice for our students suddenly be so loud about matters they know nothing about? Why would they mislead the public this way? They should know better. But unfortunately, they have continued to center themselves in the matters of our district instead of centering the best interests of our students, staff, and community. The trustees sitting up here took an oath, and we are dedicated, volunteer public servants who are responsible for the oversight of this district. We have deep roots in this community and are committed to this work because we love this city. Hackensack Public Schools takes pride in being one of the most diverse districts in the county, reflected not just in our student body, but in our educators, support staff, administrators, and leadership. Now, let me take a moment to recognize an extraordinary woman, a phenomenal instructional and community leader whose passion for education and public service is undeniable. She is strategy-driven, collaborative, and deeply committed to the success of every student, and she has been for decades. She has served as a teacher, department supervisor, principal, and assistant superintendent. She is a true testament to the education one can obtain in our schools, as she was born and raised in Hackensack, a true homegrown success story. Her accomplishments are vast and her community involvement is deeply rooted. With that being said, it is with immense pride and honor that I make a motion to approve A1, therefore be it resolved that the Hackensack Board of Education approves Andrea Oates Parchment as acting superintendent effective immediately, June 18, 2025, pursuant to a written contract to be agreed upon by the board and Ms. Parchment, and to be approved by the executive county superintendent. Can I have a second motion?
I will be more than happy to second that motion.
Okay, second by trustee Stein. Ms. Agostra, can you please do a roll call?
Ms. Gilmore,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
I'll abstain.
Ms. Pringle,
Yes.
Ms. Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Stein,
Absolutely, yes.
motion passes. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Ms. Andrea Oates Parchment. We are excited for your leadership and are confident in the future of our district under your guidance. Congratulations again. At this time, unless Ms. Parchment, did you want to say a few words now or later?
I will say them during my superintendent's review.
First, we were going to do the presentation of the HIB, but if you wanted to say something now, it's up to you.
I will be short. I don't. Thank you. I'm just extremely humbled by the reception, how well I was received. And all I have to say is, for such a time as this, I'm appointed to this position to serve our community, to serve our children. If anyone knows me, I continue to say that Hackensack can be a model district. My calling is to ensure that our kids receive what they need to have prosperity in life. I am here to collaborate with every one of you. I don't come with perfection. I have some wrinkles, but we're all willing to work together because we're here for the children. And we're also here to support all of our staff and the community. We can only move ahead united. And I thank you for your confidence in me. And I look forward to serving. I will roll up my sleeves and do what I can and hope that I can get some days 7 hours of sleep. Thank you.
Okay, so on to our agenda, which is the presentation of the official harassment, intimidation, and bullying. Thank you.
I promise to be very brief. So each year, the state of New Jersey requires all schools within all school districts to conduct a self-assessment regarding harassment, intimidation, and bullying for the previous school year. The 2023-2024 school year reports were presented to the Board of Education on October 31st, 2024. They were approved and certified. The grades were then submitted to the state. The state approved the scores, and they were posted to the district website as required by law. Today's presentation is to just verify to the board and to our district that those scores are posted on the district website. Anyone can find these scores from 2023, 2024, as well as the archived scores on the district site. So you just need to go into the district website, go into the 4 families dropdown, the anti-bullying HIB resources, and on the left column, you'll see the anti-bullying grades and district reports. So that is all I need to present this evening. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. On to our superintendent's report. That'll be Ms. Andrea Oates Parchment.
I also want to say before I begin that I will appreciate all of your prayers as I move forward in this capacity. Um, Thank you. Thank you. So first, I want to acknowledge our student representative, Shanika Thomas. She served with us for this entire year. She is not here this evening. I would also like to acknowledge our Seal of Biliteracy recipients and our debate club who placed in a county-wide competition. Finally, to the students who provided that beautiful rendition of Old Hackensack, our alma mater, I want to thank them. And on to so many things that have happened during the month of May. I do have a bulleted list. And continuing this month, we had the privilege of participating in many events since our last Board of Education meeting. Field days, tricky trays, spring concerts, choral, dance, instrumental music, wellness day at the high school, awards dinners for the Performing Arts Banquet, recognitions, the Spanish Honor Society induction, multicultural performances at Hackensack Middle School, Earth Day at Hillard School, Bergen County Luncheon recognition for our Teachers of the Year and ESP, a community health fair at Fairmount, a spelling bee at Parker, senior scholarship night where thousands of dollars were awarded to our students. We also enjoyed the art show at the high school, a Jackson Avenue School talent show, top 20 recognition dinner, high school dance showcase, moving up ceremonies at our ECDC, Early Childhood Development Center, and all of our elementary schools, teacher and staff retirement dinner, and I'm sure that I've omitted something, and I apologize in advance if there's any oversight, and our Seal of Biliteracy Parent Breakfast, our multilingual parent engagement events. And upcoming, we look forward to tomorrow, the middle school graduation, and our athletic sports banquet tomorrow, our high school graduation Monday, and summer multilingual parent engagement events throughout our summer. And finally, a summer and what I want to call aura, and aura. Reset, rejuvenate, and relax. We're looking forward to that. And on that note, I want to thank each and every one of you, the entire village, your comments, your input. We welcome it all, whether we agree or disagree, because we need all of you. This is the village. Our teachers and our para-educators, all of our retirees for this school year, custodians, lunch assistants, administrative assistants, other office support staff, the business office, our school leaders and district leaders, our parents, our community members, our Board of Education, and all of the other partners who have helped to create the best environment, the best learning environment for our students and for all of us. So I say to you, have a blessed summer, and we look forward to a new school year. I often use the ship analogy. We are going to sail forward into 2025, 2026, because as Comets, we are strong and we rise above every situation. And will there be some bumps? Oh no, some waves, right? Will there be some waves? But we will get through this and we will move forward because our children and our families are in our hands. And to that, I will continue with the superintendent's report. So our enrollment is 5,290 students as of June 12th, and you will see it broken down by school. Residency reports for the month of May, We had 5 cases received, 1 residency verified, in-home visits verified, no removals. And on to our harassment, intimidation, and bullying report. We have 7 cases that were founded, and you can see the breakdown by school. We have 12 cases that were unfounded, for a total of 19 cases presented. We have 7 pending, and we have 5 that were, there was a preliminary determination of not HIV. And that ends my report.
All right, thank you so much. So we're on to public comments. Public participation shall be governed by the following rules. 1, if in person, a participant must sign the sign-in sheet and be recognized by the presiding officer and must preface comments by an announcement of his or her name, municipality of residence, and group affiliation if applicable. Each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 3 minutes. 3 minutes duration during the public session. 3, all statements, questions, or inquiries shall be directed to the presiding officer, and any questions or inquiries directed by a participant to another board member shall be redirected to the presiding officer, who shall determine if such statement, question, or inquiry shall be addressed by the presiding officer on behalf of the board or by the individual board member. And 4, all board and/or superintendent responses to questions or inquiries shall be held until the end of public participation. At this time, public comments is now open. If there is anybody here in person that would like to speak. Sure. Sure, come on up. You have 3 minutes.
Okay. My name is Andrew Meehan. I live in Hackensack. I am a former board member in 2023. So I wanted to address the board because I disagree with the suspension of Superintendent McBride. We supported him. We unanimously, including you, President Harris, voted him in as the best person for the job. All of a sudden, you changed. I don't know what happened, but I think that there's a power play. I'm accusing something devious happened. So, Andrea Parchment, you have family that work in the district. You cannot negotiate contracts because your family members will benefit from those contracts. You, President Harris, have a relationship with Caseen Gaines. Caseen Gaines supported her campaign. So he is now mayor-elect. So all of this stuff is a conflict of interest. You need to also recluse yourself from negotiations. Kenneth Martin, you're the ex-husband of Andrea Parchment. You cannot be part of the negotiations as well, as it might benefit your ex-wife, who you do have a relationship, I believe, with her. So with all of these different relationships, you are not permitted to be part of the negotiations. So these are matters of ethics. You took an oath of office, I believe, President Harris. That's what you said, that you would abide by some of the rules of the Code of Ethics, one of which no one will receive financial advantage over another. The board attorney, he also works for the city as he sits on the board, which poses a conflict of interest, and he should know better. I'm not even sure if he even has qualifications to be a board attorney. He goes into executive sessions, which he might give to the mayor-elect, who is also the president of the teachers union. There is no balance of power. So if you feel that your taxes are not going to go up because of this imbalance, property taxes go up because of teacher salaries. There is going to be no checks and balance of power. Ethics should be the primary goal of this board. And they should submit an advisory opinion to the School Ethics Commission to determine whether or not it is ethical. The board attorney should be doing it. Oh, that's right. He's not even an education attorney.
Thank you for your time.
So I
Next.
will be submitting something, just to
Thank
let you
you.
know.
Your time is up. Anybody else?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Albania Martinez Bojos. I am Fairmount PTA president, but today I am speaking as a parent. I'm a resident of Hackensack. So I stand here before you tonight as a concerned parent, concerned about the direction our district is heading. Right now, things feel clouded. There are too many inconsistencies, too many disruptions, and frankly, too many unanswered questions. This environment is not healthy for our children, and it certainly isn't beneficial for their education or their future. There have been sudden changes with no explanation. We are left to fill in the blanks, to make assumptions, and that only creates more confusion and mistrust. We as parents, as stakeholders, deserve transparency. We deserve to understand the reasons behind the decisions that are being made that directly affect our children. Right now, this district feels chaotic. It's hard to make sense of it all. And I know I'm not alone in this feeling. Tonight, the only sensible decision that was made was appointing Ms. Parchman as our next superintendent. I believe she has the common sense, the vision, and the commitment to do right by our children. Please, for the sake of our kids, for the sake of our community, be transparent. Let's move forward with leadership that puts students first. And on a side note, as a recommendation, we are parents and we are here to express our opinion and we want to be involved in our children's education. Going into executive meetings at 7 o'clock and then coming out at 8 or 9 o'clock is not fair to us parents because we have children at home that needs to be put to bed. We have things to do. So I suggest that out of consideration for our time, you do public comments before and then you go into your meetings and take as many long as you want, but be fair and be considerate of our time. Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Sylvia Hughes. I live at 395 DeWolf Place in Hackensack. I'm 84 years old. It took a lot of effort to come out tonight because I haven't done this in a while, but I thought it was important. I've been a resident of Hackensack for approximately 60 years. I've watched my children, my grandchildren, now great-grandchildren grow up in the Hackensack school system, and I've watched some of you grow up in the Hackensack school system. And I'm very proud of your efforts, and I expect great things from all of you for our children. It is my understanding, this is what I'm concerned about, the word retaliation I've heard so much this week. And it is my understanding that Dr. Thomas McBride, our currently suspended superintendent of schools, has recommended Mr. Annabelle Galliano to be the principal of Nellie K. Parker School. I find it odd that this recommendation is being considered if we have valid reasons for terminating or suspending Dr. McBride. Another concern is the fact that Dr. Galliano was demoted from the position of middle school principal to a vice principal position at the Parker School. Has the current board reviewed the performance evaluations for Mr. Galliano as he served for vice principal at Parker School? I am also concerned about the number of parental complaints filed against Mr. Galliano in the past 6 months. There was a staff letter of complaints submitted to Dr. McBride from the Parker staff. What is the status of that complaint? Has anyone questioned the interview committee regarding their scores and recommendation for a new principal, which was submitted to Dr. McBride? Finally, Mr. Galliano should not be allowed to harass staff at Nellie K. Parker School. That's why many of them are not here tonight, and many of them will not speak. Threaten staff with transfer or make them feel they have no alternative except to seek employment elsewhere. This is not acceptable, and I am requesting a review of each of my concerns. And we cannot tolerate retaliation in our government as a nation. We should not tolerate it in our school system, because if we say we care about children, we have to be concerned about everyone that touches that child's life. And that's why I'm here tonight. And I hope you're listening, and I hope that you're concerned about our teachers. We don't want to lose good teachers. We don't want to lose good staff members, and we don't want parents to feel like they have no voice in the system. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Nikisha Fullmore. I'm a Hackensack resident. Tonight, I stand as a parent who has seen the progress our district has made, and now I stand to see the regression. I can't quite understand how a principal such as Mr. Boateng, whose performance as an administrator reflects the outstanding respect and admiration of students and parents alike. If the elected members here tonight stand on the platform that you put students first, then the non-rehire of Mr. Boateng does not make sense. If you took a moment to see how he works tirelessly for our students, I have seen personally, without hesitation, he has stopped to help a teacher who maybe had a student who has a discipline issue and stays with that student until the discipline issue is resolved. Or just to see a parent confide in him about problems they are having either in school or at home, knowing he will listen and try to find a solution. Isn't this what we look for in our administrators? Parents want answers, and we deserve answers. Come September, there will be a lot of confusion, frustration, and apprehension of who we can trust to have our children's best interest at heart. Thank you.
My name is Dan Kirsch, and I'm a Hackensack resident and a former Board of Education member and past president. And I'm going to share with you some of the lovely things that happened to me tonight. I got to meet Mrs. Hughes and Miss Manning and discovered that I ran track with their ex-husband and your son? Cousin, many years ago, class of 1960. So that alone made it worthwhile coming out tonight. I have a couple of things to say, one of which is that I have no intention of discussing the situation with the now on administrative leave or whatever he is, superintendent. I do want to say that I do have a Hackensack High School education, class of 1960, so I can count and I can read. And I know that we had a couple of elections and you guys all won, and there was a new city council that was elected, and many of you, including the council, ran on a promise of change and move things along for the better. So get on with it and do what you need to do, and know that you have the support of a lot of people when you're doing that. And I'm going to quote the father of a current board member, Walter Carroll, who I served with, and who, in my opinion, no disrespect to the rest of you, is the best board member the city of Hackensack ever had, and probably ever will have, because, as he was fond of pointing out, and he meant it, he was there for the kids, for all of the kids, and made sure that we were always there for all of the kids. And so you have my support, you have our support, and I would be remiss if I did not single out Ms. Oates Parchment. Andrea and I first met in well, whatever. When we both ran for school board on opposing slates, and we each won. I got a 2-year term, she got a 1-year term. I've known her for the longest time, and I have the highest regard for her abilities, for her dedication, for her skills, for her intelligence, for her caring, and for the heart of Hackensack that beats deep within her. And I know that we're in good hands, Andrea, with you at the helm. Go for it.
Good evening, everyone. Reverend Carolyn Davis. I'm here tonight. I just want to clarify a few things here. I don't like falsehoods. And there was a rumor out about how the work group handled the situation. Back in September 28th, I want to show the difference between how this was handled. September 28th, 2023, we had an official here, a principal of a school that was having some issues in her school. Being that we supported her, and being that she's been in this community for a long time, we as a work group, we did not post anything on Facebook. We went to the Board of Ed meeting, and we spoke out. I, never said anything negative. In fact, that night, we thanked the board president, President Vickery. We thanked the board members at that time for all the help they had given with us starting the Amistad curriculum. I even thanked some of our work group members for starting that. So we did not in any way make that public. We felt that it was a rumor. It was a rumor. But even in the scriptures, Paul heard rumors, and he went to find out what it was about. So I just want to clarify that, because we did it differently. We did it the way we think it should be done. Go to the Board of Ed meeting. The work group petitioned also for more Black and brown administrators years ago. As our school is very diverse, but it had become more brown-Black. The only thing I'm going to say tonight, yes, we still stand for that. We still stand for that because we believe that's what our students need. Very important for the Black and brown students. I don't know anything about the other teachers who are involved in this. I've met Mr. McBride. We've always talked respectfully to each other, and I've had no issues. But I will say this. I believe the way this was handled was totally unprofessional and detrimental, not just to him, not just to the other teachers, but to the community, to the staff and to the students especially. This should never have been made a public issue. The Sunshine Law is there for a reason, to protect people's privacy. And I don't even care even if somebody said, make it public. As a professional and as board members, it should have never been done. We don't need people from California knowing what's happening in Hackensack. This is our issue, and it makes it bad for them. I feel bad for those people who are involved because it was put out in the public, should have never been done that way. I know if I have an issue on my job, I don't want everybody else talking about it. I want to come to the people I need to come to privately and discuss it. So I'm very distressed about this. I just want to say this is a very distressful situation for everyone involved. But we voted for this board for a reason.
I'm sorry, the time is up.
Congratulations, and congratulations, Ms. Parchment.
Thank you.
Deborah Keeling Geddes, Hackensack. In 2019, the work group came before the Board of Education and presented data showing a lack of minority teachers and the fact that the teaching staff did not reflect the demographics of the student population. The board and administration listened and began to hire more staff and administration that reflected the student population, Black, Latino, Asian, etc. This was under the presidency of Mr. Lance Powell and continued through Mr. Scott Vickery. Nevertheless, there have been some hires that everyone did not agree with. But we had trust in the board and the administration that they were doing their due diligence. Some hires worked out, some didn't. We need to give this board that same trust. Nobody wants to see our first Black superintendent suspended or any of the other staff fired. But do you really think that there is some nefarious reason behind these actions? I do not think that this board, that is 99% minority, has taken these actions lightly. But unfortunately and legally, they cannot discuss personal issues. So at this time, we must trust their decisions. I know that this isn't easy for them to do. After all, I would assume that they would want to give their reasons for their actions to avoid the bullets and daggers being thrown at them tonight, but they can't. So all they can do is stand strong with their decisions, and we must trust. Now, even though they cannot divulge information, the affected staff can request that their case be discussed publicly. So maybe those who are in touch with the superintendent and the rest should encourage them to request a public hearing so all of this gaslighting can end. Last, in 2015, I was elected to serve on the city council to fill a 2-year term that was vacated. I was no longer an ally of that council and didn't try to be. I wanted everyone to know that I was there to serve the people, not for personal gains. I was the dissenting voice and didn't flinch, didn't run, didn't quit. It wasn't easy or fun sometimes. Mr. Vickery and Ms. Cordero Alton, you should have served out your term. You should not have quit. If things were so bad, you should have stayed on the board. You should have been the dissenting voice on the board than rather on Facebook. This is not throwing any shade to you, but if you were really about the kids, you should have stayed.
Anyone else from the public?
My name is Margot Cooper of Hackensack. I should be used to microphones. After being a performer, I should know about microphones. Okay. Myself and many of the homeowners are disappointed, to say the least, regarding the ratings of the high school and the middle school of Hackensack. The ratings for both of these schools is located at the bottom of the school system. I'm not familiar with education here in Hackensack. I unfortunately do not have any children in the system, but I can read diagrams and so forth. There seems to be something terribly wrong. It's embarrassing when I see the position of these two schools in Hackensack. We have excellent young people here in town. They want to learn, they want to strive, they have to, because of the times we are now living in. And I just don't understand why these two schools are rated so low in the scheme of things. I also understand that we have charter schools in Hackensack. How much money from our tax dollars are donated to charter schools? I have not personally seen any documentation. I worked in media for many, many years. I believe in documentations. Show me the papers, show me the numbers, do not give me percentages. So therefore, I figure this board should have the info that I'm looking for. And I hope I don't have to wait till this time next year. It doesn't take that long. If you can't find it, contact me. I will research it for myself. But I shouldn't have to do that as a taxpayer. And as far as the superintendent is concerned, if it goes to court, who will pay? We homeowners, our taxes will go up. We live in very difficult times, so you need to reconsider. I don't know what you're going to reconsider, but think upon it. Thank you.
Good evening. Joanna Calle, former board trustee, Hackensack alumni, and community member. I see some folks have brought their tinfoil hats today, but I'm going to stick to things that are factual and verifiable. To be from Hackensack is to hear people who don't know Hackensack talk badly about Hackensack. In the past few days, we have seen a lot of people who clearly don't know Hackensack and clearly don't care about Hackensack, just talk about Hackensack. And in the process, they have used an administrative personnel change to fan the flames of division to further their own personal agendas. The same people who protected and defended a racist bigot who sat on this Board of Education are the same people who suddenly claim to care about equity and justice. The same people who attacked educators and staff, who have disparaged longstanding members of this community, are claiming they care about our schools. The same people who removed public comment section from this board and then deleted board meetings off of YouTube are now claiming they care about transparency. Please, this is so manipulative and so manufactured. Let's all take a breath and consider the source. They are weaponizing the comment section to use you for their own motives. The fact is that these people hate Hackensack and what we stand for. What we saw tonight is what Hackensack is. We stand by our own. That's what we do. And if you don't like that, then you don't know Hackensack. But they're too cowardly to say what they actually think about our town and say it proudly. So instead, they want to make up fake controversy to divide us. Don't believe everything you read online. Check your sources. And if they claim to care about our community while also attacking everything about it, run the other way. Thank you.
Victor, resident Hackensack. Are you kidding with that? Are you kidding me? What kind of crap is that? Because somebody questioned something with this board. So now it's what, a group of people hiding in the shadows, talking about you guys. You don't know about the Hackensack people. I don't care about the damn foolishness that goes on here. All I care about the children. So for you to come up here with that crap, when I know things that you said that never was true, because you never presented any evidence that it's true. So please, don't come up here with that foolishness. Where are we going with this board? Where are we going? Are we going to make progress? Or are we going to have these back and forth conversations about nothing? The children deserve better. We deserve better as a community. I'm not originally from Hackensack, but I give it a lot about Hackensack. I give a damn about Hackensack. So let's stop this unnecessary conversation about, blue and gold and this and that, and stick with the children. That's what's important. What happened 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago, it doesn't matter. That's in the past. We're looking for the future. So I don't want to hear about no old time Hackensack and this and that when you don't give a damn about the kids. Move forward. Have vision. Don't worry about what happened 30 years ago. Thank you.
My name is Vicky Farhi. I have lived in Hackensack for over 60 years. I am a graduate of the class of 73. My children are graduates of the class of 2006. They have both done beautifully in their selected careers because of the education that they received from the Hackensack Public Schools, as did I from the education I received. I have chosen to stay in Hackensack beyond my children's adulthood and moving out of state. I have chosen to be involved in the school system as a volunteer because I believe in the children of Hackensack. I compliment the board. I am also a past board member for a brief period of time, but I know what it's like to be on the Board of Education. I'm also a past PTA president, past PTA council president, yada, yada, yada. I know what it's like to sit up there and get everybody yelling at you and saying all these magical theatrical comments. You're doing a good job and you're making a wise choice. There were decisions that had to be made that to many people who have been active in the school system for a really long time could see from a distance that these decisions were eventually going to have to be made. I sat in a meeting a year ago at President's Council and said to myself, there are some problems here that need to be addressed. It's going to take time for them to get to it. So I commend you for taking the time to figure it out. I commend you for being willing to take tough decisions. I commend you for appointing Andrea Oates Parchment. I have known her for many, many years. She was both of my son's English teacher. She was a fabulous teacher. I also know the amazing work she did bringing more money to our pre-K education program. I know that quite intimately from a very dear friend of mine who raved about her as she was running the Pre-K Our Way program and talking about the professionalism and excellence of Andrea. So I compliment you for the work that you're doing. And yes, Walter Carroll is a legend. He is a legend. He is the person everyone looked up to on how to do right by the community, on how to do right in any place you were involved. And so congratulations for having such an amazing father, and please send him my best. And I just want to tell you, there are always going to be people who like the sound of their voice and they like to make it loud and they like to make it bombastic, and that's just life. And you have to roll with it because you are elected officials who have to deal with this stuff, and sometimes it's annoying. But look around this room. There are more people clapping for you than against you, and that says a lot that we stayed this late. Thank you.
Anybody from the public? Sure.
Pardon me. Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. My name is Tony Jackson. I'm a father of a student in the Hackensack schools. I'm also a teacher in Hackensack. Just a couple of things. One, I want to thank you for addressing the misrepresentation, the many fallacies, the attempts to sow division within the community through social media posts that somehow both claimed and denied racial discrimination at the same time. Thank you for doing so tactfully, respectfully, and with, as was appropriate, factual information to share. And I really appreciate this as a father and a teacher because it models appropriate discourse. As many people are talking about the students, that's what they need to see. So thank you very much for that, for the community and the students. And then a couple of things as a teacher. Can we please look at revising the elementary school report card? It is overly overwhelming. It is difficult and impractical for the teachers to fill out. It also, as a parent, is difficult to understand. And I know that we have conversations about it as teachers, as parents as well. So I would appreciate it if that could be something just to give another look at. Also, more horizontal collaboration between the schools. It's something that was brought up multiple times in meetings with the superintendent, with several of us teachers, but we have yet to really substantively bring that to fruition. So I would very much appreciate if that could be a part of the discussion. Additionally, I want to just mention this. I'm proud of this. It's kind of embarrassing to be the one to say it, but the NEA Today magazine came into my classroom, and they did a story on hip hop and how it's being used in the classroom, and the article has just gone live. So I'll share it to you however I can. I can send a link, but it's something I was really proud of because Ms. Whitaker, when she brought me on, one of the things that I always loved and that she appreciated was using hip hop pedagogy as a part of my practice. And so to see that get recognition within Nellie K. Parker's school meant a lot. So it'll also, the article will be out in the physical copy of the magazine in August. So I know she would pat me on the back for that. So I wanted to mention that as well. I never have this much time remaining, so sense. I just want to say that as a dad and as a staff member, based on my experiences as both in the community and in the schools, I trust that the decisions that you made were for the best of the community and for the students. And I want to celebrate, as we talk about racial discrimination, I want to celebrate the first Black woman in the position of acting superintendent of the Hackensack Schools, Ms. Parchman. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Michelle Tavares, Hackensack resident. I am also PTA vice president, been PTA presidents forever, and president of the PTA President's Council. And I just would like to say, I don't always agree with everything. Everybody has their own opinions, but no matter what I do, I always trust in the board. And although I didn't bleed blue and gold, my parents did. My parents grew up in this community. My children grew up in this community. They've stayed in this community. So I am proudly going to say my kids bleed blue and gold, and I'm okay with it. Thank you.
Good evening, Timothy Hoffman, Hackensack. I'm a proud lifelong Hackensack resident and a graduate of Hackensack High School, class of 2012, and also a former Board of Education member who sat in one way or another behind that table for 8 years. And so from that experience, I know the difficult position that you're all in a time like this where personnel items can't be discussed, and there's speculation that can run rampant when that occurs. I appreciate the difficult situation that you're in and appreciate your candor and the statement that Ms. Harris read at the beginning of the meeting. And despite the obvious choppy waters that the district's obviously in at the moment, the district is in great hands with my former principal, Ms. Oates Parchman. We wish you nothing but the best, and we know that your calm, level-headed approach to leadership will propel us forward throughout this moment. The choppy waters will calm down, and we're all in this together. Comets always rise up and work together to get through the difficulties that are there. And we work together with everybody who's part of this community. Doesn't matter if you're a lifelong resident or somebody who's moved in. That's Hackensack. We come together, we protect our own, as Joanna said, but we work together to get through the difficulties that are there. And so with all of you here, I'm confident we'll get through it. So thank you all, and we wish you the best.
Hi, everyone. Congratulations, Ms. Oates Parchment. So I know, sorry.
State your name, please.
Ramya Chalapa. I'm a Hackensack parent. Though my son is going to be graduating tomorrow and moving on to high school, I do care about this community. I've chosen to be here for a very long time because of its diversity. So I know you cannot discuss the personal matters, but I am shocked that Mr. Sass's contract has not been renewed. I thought he was a wonderful principal and he supported the kids. He was inspiring and he made time and effort for the kids at the school, outside of the school, everywhere. So, and also I thought that, you know, diversity, part of diversity is to get outsiders' perspectives into the community, and to see someone coming from outside with such skills being let go is sort of disappointing. So I just wanted to mention that. Thank you.
Cassine Gaines, Hackensack. For those who are watching at home, I just want to acknowledge Mr. Meehan, who referenced me earlier. I believe he's from what would like to be thought of as the serious Board of Education, the people that were calling out, the people that were a little bit hysterical early on. I'm glad to see that they are all still here because the cameras have left, and I thought that they might have quit on this meeting like they quit on the Board of Education over the course of the last 6 months. So I just wanted to take a moment and just acknowledge, because someone mentioned this idea of the blue and gold and that being sort of a hysterical thing to talk about, but that's a thing that's really only being talked about in a pejorative sense from former members of the Board of Education, which is sort of odd to me, that you can have people that move here from out of state be elected to the Hackensack Board of Education by the citizens of Hackensack, be immediately sworn in as vice president 15 minutes after being sworn in, serve 2 terms as vice president and president, and then be so indignant as to think Hackensack didn't roll out the red carpet to you. There is something very bizarre about that. There is something very bizarre about someone who in December of 2024, as people are worried about the impact of new administrations on this community, is sitting at home toiling over a PowerPoint presentation, making a naughty and nice list like Santa Claus over staff members that he thinks are worthy of good comments and bad comments. And it's not lost on me that the late, great, homegrown Lillian Whitaker unfortunately failed to make his list of good people here in Hackensack. That's a shame to me. We have no problem with outsiders here. We're a receiving district. We take Rochelle Park, we take South Hackensack, and unfortunately, it's that Board of Education that let Maywood go. And so I really think that there's a lot of yap, as the kids would say, coming from this wing of the audience here, but that's the only thing they're ever good at. They're better on Facebook than they are on the dais. And so I just want to close with one last thing. The best moment I have ever had as a teacher was this time last year, where I was in the auditorium for graduation duty and I was not happy about it, and it was incredibly hot. And Celso King had the kids in the stands, and he was telling them about how important it is to be a Comet. And when you leave here, you have a responsibility to come back and serve this community. That it's okay to want to be a Bitcoin millionaire, but it's better to come back and contribute. The kids were silent, and they heard, like so many of us have.
The time is up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Going once, going twice.
So good evening, everyone. Marlene Somerville, President and CEO of the Coalition for Educational Excellence. I am the guardian of 3 individuals inside of the school district. My niece is in the high school, my nephew's in the middle school, and my youngest is at Fairmont School. I'm not sure what's going on. Don't really matter that much. I am not on Facebook. I do not do social media posts. I don't read any of the stuff. So any implications that are made about people posting on that side of the audience was ridiculous. Mr. Gaines, you are the mayor-elect. You will be serving everybody in the city. That whole entire tirade doesn't do you any justice. You need to do better. You are the mayor-elect. You will be governing everybody, regardless of their opinion about you. Whatever they said, whatever they did, you need to let it roll off your back and just let it go. It wasn't necessary. Now, as it comes to the board is entitled to make whatever decision the board decides that they want to. And I don't think anybody in this room is questioning the decision that the board made. But nobody is entitled to make, no one is entitled to tear somebody's career down that they have spent their lifelong building. And that is what the process did. The process humiliated people. The process embarrassed people. It wasn't necessary. If you wanted the superintendent to go, a conversation, and then figure out how we're going to work it out for his contract to close out and for him to leave the district, that would have been what you did. What just happened to, I don't think I spoke when anybody else spoke, right? I sat over there and I
Okay,
was quiet.
let's refrain from talking to the public.
So again,
Thank you.
what just happened to Mr. Galliano? While everybody's entitled to their opinion, again, Ms. Oach Parchment, before I backtrack, congratulations, Ms. Parchment. Would have been make an appointment. She's now the acting superintendent. You go into the office and you have. But we have this thing about when the mic is open, that everybody comes to the mic and think that it is a-okay to tear people down. We should not do that. We are better than that. Our kids are watching at home. And it has to be some point in this district, in this community, when enough is enough. We need to do better as adults. We should not be doing this. We don't come here to tear each other down. We don't come here to argue big things. We don't come here to talk about people's characters, people's behavior. If you have a problem, there's a process, there's resources, there is a protocol that you follow. And it would be nice if all of us at some point in time tone down the rhetoric, tone down the vitriol, and then do that. Make an appointment and go and do that. But it is not okay. These people spent their time building up their career. And for them to be able, right, to be, this is how, if they go for another job and you Google, this is how they're left, that's not good. It's not good. It's not a good representation of Hackensack.
Thank you. We have to protect our children.
Anybody else from the public? Going once? Going twice? Okay, no more public comments from in person. Now let's check in line. Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, good evening. My name is Fran Campolo. I'm a Hackensack resident. I'm a Hackensack Middle School World Language instructor. I have been instructing in the district for 29 years. I have lived in Hackensack for 54 years of my life, and I'm a graduate of Hackensack High School, class of 1989. First of all, I would love to congratulate the students who received the seal of biliteracy this evening. Such great news, and congratulations to the instructors as well. Congratulations, yay, Miss Parchment. I have very fond memories of Andrea working with her in the middle school. She is very dedicated and a caring leader in person, and I wish her the very best because she is the very best. I would like to share that I'm currently very pleased to instruct Spanish at the middle school level. Our team has made a lot of progress in terms of how world language is presented to our students. We currently instruct classes daily and for semesters. Our survey data has allowed our instructors to reflect on the progress that has been made at the middle school level. Students have shared very positive feedback. Additionally, our world language teams feels very supported and heard. Mrs. Moncloa, Dr. Whiting, and Mrs. Espinal all have been receptive to our world language team's advocacy. We appreciate this and we look forward to the future of our program. Finally, I would like to mention that our middle school requires a consistent leadership model. Over the years, I have seen many changes in administrators at the middle school. It would be very helpful to have consistency at the middle school level. There are too many changes, and this can be very confusing to children, especially at this stage of development. Thank you very much for hearing me.
Anybody else online? Okay. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Excellent. My name is Reverend Robert Coles Jr. How are you? I am a 36-year resident of Hackensack. I have two children which have came up through Hackensack. My son, Christopher Coles, my daughter, Christina Coles. I'm glad to be here today. I want to first give congratulations to Andrea. Congratulations on your new position. I do have somewhat against you guys for some recent things that have gone on with respect to my daughter. I don't want to get involved with that right now. We'll talk about that later. But I do have some concerns about some things going on in the community with respect to the board. And I just want to know, hopefully you guys are going to address some of those issues in the near future and make sure that in the near future we can get some things together with respect to how we're going to move forward with respect to the school board. I mean, we've had a lot of changes and I don't know. It just seems like we don't know the direction that we need to be heading. And there's been a lot of things going on that we just don't seem to be understanding. We don't seem to be together, and we just need to be able to come together and find direction for our children because I'm really concerned. Um, Hopefully, you guys have a plan. We don't seem to know what it is, but maybe you guys know already, and you have some means of communicating that to us to give us some kind of a hope for what the future might hold for us. Hopefully, you guys can put it together and communicate it to us and give us some sort of a, a hope that we can move forward on. We'll be praying for you guys, Andrea. Hope to see you soon. I hope to be find myself at some of the future meetings. I plan to be there. I am a bit concerned about some of the events that have occurred recently. We'll talk privately about those. Good to see young Carol. I've been on some coaching assignments with his father. Good to see Kenny. I know you, Andrea. We have family members together, and I know that perhaps I'll see you in the future at some of those events. We'll talk more about some of the concerns I have privately, but our community needs some togetherness, and we haven't seen it recently. So hopefully, you guys will be able to address that and get some things pulled together that we haven't seen recently. All right, my time is up, so I'm going to get off.
Good evening. My name is Taylor Vaughn, and I've been a Hackensack resident of 30 years and a graduate of 2012. I had the honor of having Ms. Parchment as my principal in middle school, and I witnessed her relate to children on another level that you can't explain. You have to be there to witness. I've seen her boots to the ground, and I have the honor to see her work day and night and climb ladders. She deserves this position, and I trust her, and I trust in the board. And I just want to say congratulations.
Good evening. My name is Bridget. Wish I could be there in person. Unfortunately, I'm at work. But I would like to say congratulations to Andrea on your position. Hope you will do well and you will consider the children because that's what it's truly all about. I've heard other people speak about community and inclusion and not being about it, but the ticket that ran for that board wrote, how can I say it? They ran on a ticket of transparency. And transparent, they have not been. We, the community, deserve transparency. We deserve it because our tax-paying dollars are the ones that support this district. As well as someone about social media, I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on what's happening, but there are keyboard warriors. But when someone calls, I will respond. But attacking me is not going to be what you should do. Vindictive, I am not. I am true to who I am when I have stood in front of that board on many occasions. And most people are not. But now all of a sudden, transparency comes into play, and now they want to be vocal. Don't hide. I have given myself to the community, and I will continue to do just that the same, whether it's city or the school board. Thank you, and everyone have a wonderful night.
Hi, can you hear me? Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Sorry. This is Hallie Silverston. We're on Clinton Place in Hackensack. Most of you know me as Josh Cohen's wife. We have a child who's currently in the school system and another who will be starting in a few years. First of all, I would like to congratulate the newly appointed board member who was appointed tonight, as well as the new acting superintendent. We're really looking forward to seeing the great work that you both will do with our children and our community. We know some of the current board members outside of your roles as board members. I trust your decision-making abilities, and I believe that you all have our children's best interests at heart. I understand that you can't discuss the reasons behind personnel issues and changes, and I'm not asking for that at all. As a parent, however, seeing people in multiple leadership positions have their contracts not renewed, it feels unsettling. That combined with the very negative rhetoric that was taking place on social media can make a parent feel pretty worried. I was on the community relations board that was created by the Board of Ed for several years. And the recurring theme in our meetings was the need for better communication and family engagement. I think the events of the last few days would have been the perfect opportunity to support that need by getting ahead of the opposing narrative and the spread of any misinformation by being proactive and providing correct information. By telling parents what your action plan is, what you plan to do, rather than having us worry for days until the meeting tonight to get a better understanding of what's going on. Even just like a simple statement would have been wonderful. I think also being proactive by providing transparent communication will help all of you be able to focus on the things that are important and the work that you're here to do, rather than spending a meeting having to do damage control. It will also help us parents be able to support all of you in all of the ways that we can and want to do for you. We want you to succeed, and we want what's best for our children. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. At this time, we need to extend the meeting past 10 o'clock. Can I have a motion to extend our meeting past 10?
Motion. I'll offer.
Okay, motion by trustee Carroll, second by trustee Stein. All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you. Okay, we can continue with our online. Is there anyone else online? They're having trouble getting on? Okay.
Good evening. My name is Robin Coles. I'm a former member of this Board of Trustees and.
I'm sorry, could you start over again? I guess you were muted. Can you start off by stating your name?
Robin Coles,
Thank you.
a former member of this board. And I came on, I've been listening. And one of the reasons I wanted to come on tonight is because one of the things that I see that we're struggling a great deal with is respect. We all have an opinion and we see things possibly differently. But it is important and imperative that we respect one another. There's an awful lot of talking that's going on in our community, and it is disheartening, and it is creating an atmosphere where we have too many things going on. But I think that when we stand up, whether you disagree with me or you agree with me, respect is important. I have seen people turn and we're expressing ourselves. That's not the way to do that. Because even if you think differently than I do, please respect me and I will respect you. That does cause concern for me, because we have these group of trustees, a board, they're in front of us and they need our support. And if they don't, there is a way that we should speak to them. At the end of the day, oh yes, it is the children, because that's where it should start. And the behavior of us as their parents and grandparents or whatever teachers is very important, that we set an example for them. And so I didn't get on to speak against anybody, but I did get on to say in general that we need to be kind and respectful, even if we disagree. Because when you point one finger, just remember, there are three pointing back at you, and we don't want to do that. We want facts. I heard someone use the words facts, and we need to go and we need to find out what's going on. And be careful who you stand up for, because everything that glitters is not gold. Thank you so much for your time this evening. And I will also be praying for this board and our community. Good evening.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, my name is Jessica Cruz. I'm a Hackensack alumni, parent, teacher, community member. I just wanted to first congratulate Ms. Parchment on her appointment as the new acting superintendent or superintendent. Congratulations. And I just wanted to echo what she said at the beginning of the meeting, which was reflecting on all the amazing things that have happened and all the celebrations of the students at the various schools. I think there's a lot of energy in this room, and I'm not going to pick a side, but I think that we need to continue to celebrate those things and put all of our resources and our energy together for the best for the kids, because that's why we're all here, whether we're a parent, a teacher, a community member, an administrator. I think we have a lot of amazing staff and community members that when coming together, can continue to make Hackensack, one of the best districts in Jersey. And I will volunteer every ounce of my time to make that happen. And I hope that those who have that energy on any side can put their differences aside and come together for the kids so we can make Hackensack the best that it is. And that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Anna Garcia, Hackensack resident. I want to congratulate everyone who's sitting up there. We are supporting you guys, and hopefully you will take our kids' best interest and make decisions that will make their school experience much better. I have 2 children who are currently attending Hackensack schools. And I don't know when this came about, but I would like for the board to please consider removing the aspect that schools now have to submit a budget a year in advance. That is ridiculous. You don't know what kids are going to be doing, what they need, and no teacher, no school administrator should have to plan a year in advance for anything. And I say this to be specific with when kids are representing the school, whether it's in a sporting event or academically, planning a year in advance is impossible. I also ask the board, since we've had all these hires within the last 2 years, that if there is money, please let's spend it on the kids. So if kids are traveling, representing the school, travels should be covered, hotels should be covered, and food should be covered for the kids. No kid should be traveling out of state, representing their schools, and have no money to eat. That happened to several kids that I know throughout this past year. So I am asking, when you guys meet, please, let's consider our children as they represent our schools in other states. Please, let's not give our administrators, our teachers at the school such a hard time that they have to submit a budget a year in advance. It's not feasible. It's not viable. We are expecting many great things from this board, and we're hoping that none of you disappoint us. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Good evening. My name is Elaine Williamson. I'm a retired educator from the Hackensack Public School System. I am returning from Arizona after 18 years of living there, back to my home of Hackensack. I brought my 2 grandchildren to continue a great education that they should receive in Hackensack. I want to commend Andrea on her appointment. I know there will be great things happening in Hackensack. Beautiful things, wonderful things. Thank you.
Hello? Hello? How you doing? My name is James Irwin. I was actually catching the bus here, and I saw the fireworks in Johnson Park. I'm like, wow, there's fireworks in the park, and there's fireworks over here at the school. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't know what's going on. I did get a phone call. I've lived in this town for over 25 years. You can say that I'm a part of the population of Hackensack that lives in this town that did not go here. There's tons of apartments. There's over 52,000, 54,000 residents here. And there's a group of people that live here that are not as blue and gold as other folks. Along the way, have heard a lot of people make comments, I think it's disingenuous for folks to, one, disparage the history of the blue and gold, the history of this town, the people that have come before them, whether they have lived here or not. I think that's disrespectful. Whoever lives in this town has a piece of this town. And whether you've lived here 50 years, 70 years, or 2 years, you're a part of this town. I wish that more people would be a part of the fabric and the voting and the political structure in this town. There's also been a lot of disrespectful talk. You know, politics is tribal. Whoever you like, that's who you're going to speak for. Whoever you don't like or have a relationship with, you can easily speak against them. I think that's wrong. I don't know what the gentleman did or didn't do who holds the position right now that y'all just rescinded. But I think that, you know, my pastor was a moderator for the state of New Jersey. And when he had a meeting for a new pastor, if the elders agreed that this was the person and he presented a vision, then you got to roll with that person. I'm from Inglewood, New Jersey. We've been through dozens of superintendents. Superintendents come in, they bring in their people, they bring in who they're comfortable with. Just like if somebody was from Hackensack, they're going to be with people that are from Hackensack and do what's best for them. Whoever you picked is who you picked. Congratulations to the young lady that has the position now in the acting position. I would just say the same fate that they did to this gentleman can be done to you. So just be mindful. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm here to represent folks of color because I know how this town has had issues and the disorganization of this town for
Thank you,
many
sir.
years. And
The
I
timer. Thank you. That's it. Okay, thank you. Okay, at this time, public comments are now over. On to our committee reports and resolutions. We are going to move to personnel, which our chairperson is trustee Amber Hemsa.
Thank you so very much, President Harris. Before we begin, I just want to make a motion to table item Q2, which is job description for ABA part-time para. So is there anyone to second that motion?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, so we have a motion to table item Q2, and we have a motion from trustee Amber Hemsa, the second by trustee Martin. Any discussion?
A second.
It was trustee Gilmore, I'm sorry. It was second by trustee Martin. Okay,
You should have a roll call vote on.
okay, so can we have a roll call vote for the table item Q2? Ms. Agastra, can you do a roll call, please?
Miss Alston Balaputra,
Yes.
Miss Amar Hamza,
Yes.
Mr. Caro,
I recuse myself.
Miss Gilmore,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Miss Pringle,
Yes.
Miss Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Stein.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, excellent. All right.
Okay, thank you so much. So then I would like to offer to everyone items A1 through FF with the exception of Q2. And also item A, which we already voted on.
Thank you. Okay, so we have a motion from trustee Amber Hemsa. Can I have a second?
A second.
Okay, second by trustee Pringle. Ms. Agastra, can you please do a roll call?
Miss Alston Balaputra,
Yes to all, abstaining from B8.
Miss Amar Hamza,
Yes to all.
Mr. Caro,
yes to all and recuse myself from A, C2, C3, C4, C5, U1, and X.
Ms. Gilmore,
Yes to all.
Mr. Martin,
Yes to all.
Ms. Pringle,
Yes to all.
Ms. Harris,
Yes to all.
Mr. Stein.
Yes to all.
Motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Miss Oates Parchment, did you want to say something?
Yes, I wanted to acknowledge the appointment of Dr. Galliana as the principal of Parker School, or principal-elect. I want to congratulate you. Although I was not a part of the interview process, I still want to support the recommendation that was made and be here to support you in your new leadership role. Welcome, and I look forward to working with you.
Thank you. On to policy. Our chair for policy is Trustee Pringle.
Good evening. For policy, we just have B1. Upon recommendation of the superintendent, approves the first reading of the following policies and regulations. P 1320, duties of school business administrator, board secretary. And that's it for policies.
Thank you. All right, so we have a motion from Trustee Pringle. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Trustee Amar Hemsa. Ms. Agastra, can you please do a roll call?
Ms. Alston Balaputra,
Yes.
Ms. Emma Hamza,
Yes.
Mr. Carroll,
Yes.
Ms. Gilmore,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Ms. Pringle,
Yes.
Ms. Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Stein.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Great. Moving on to curriculum, and that is, again, the chair is Trustee Pringle.
For curriculum this evening, I just want to highlight C56. If you notice, it's back on the agenda this month. We basically wanted to just let you guys know that for the RISE program, that the children are doing an excellent job. That's it for curriculum.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Pringle. Trustee Pringle, motion, can I have a second?
A second? I can second myself. Oh.
A second.
Second by Trustee Gilmore. Ms. Agastra, please do a roll call.
Ms. Alston Balaputra,
Yes to all. I must recuse myself from C9.
Ms. Emma Hamza,
Yes to all.
Mr. Carroll,
Yes.
Ms. Gilmore,
Yes to all.
Mr. Martin,
Yes to all.
Ms. Pringle,
Yes to all.
Ms. Harris,
I need to recuse myself from C9 and C20. And yes to all.
Mr. Stein.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. On to finance, and the chair for finance is Trustee Martin. I apologize, it's Trustee Stein.
Yes, I'm offering D1 through D37.
I'll second.
Okay, so motion by Trustee Stein, second by Trustee Amar Hemsa. Ms. Agastra, roll call, please.
Ms. Alston Balaputra,
Yes to all.
Ms. Emma Hamza,
Yes to all.
Mr. Carroll,
Yes.
Ms. Gilmore,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes to all.
Ms. Pringle,
Yes to all.
Ms. Harris,
Yes to all.
Mr. Stein.
Yes to all.
Motion passes.
Thank you. On to buildings and grounds, and now this is a chair where Trustee Martin is.
Okay, it's pretty much standard, but I would first like to thank Mr. Juan Feliz, better known as Pablo, Director of the Building and Grounds. Also, Ali Haishak, Project Manager. Your You're as good as the women and men that you lead. Just to name two departments, the maintenance department and the custodian department. Throughout the district, just look around, all school grounds, the landscape is well manicured. Also, setting up throughout the year to get ready for special events, all sports program, and much, much more. As I report every month meeting, this month, they saved the district approximately $182,000 doing the work themselves. The board do appreciate all the hard work that you do for our kids, staff, and school district. Thank you both and your staff for a job well done. I will also just in the future, by September, those two gentlemen have new projects coming out. And you'll hear more about that with the girls' locker room. And I'm sure they're gonna do a presentation for you. So they doing good things, and you'll be very proud of the work that they doing on their own without hiring outside contractors. I also would like to take the time to thank Harry Rutz, the school safety coordinator. Thank you for the hard work, late calls in the middle of the night, and upgrading our security in all our buildings. This will be the last meeting with us because he will be going to another district. So with that said, we wish you well and good luck in your endeavors. I would like to motion E1 through E27.
Second.
Okay, thank you. So motion from trustee Martin, second by trustee Carroll. Ms. Agostra, roll call, please.
Miss Alston Balaputra,
Yes.
Miss Amor Hamza,
Yes.
Mr. Carroll,
Yes.
Miss Gilmore,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Miss Pringle,
Yes.
Miss Harris,
Yes.
Yes, that wasn't on mic. I'm sorry. Yes.
Mr. Stein.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. On to community relations, and the chair is trustee Gilmore.
Hi, good evening. We last met on July 12th. We had a great meeting, and leaving that meeting, we had anticipated on being fully participating in the upcoming Juneteenth celebration on the 22nd in Carver Park. But after speaking to President Harris, and we decided that for full transparency of the full board, that we will get the full board's alignment before we do any community-wide events. However, I still plan to be at the celebration and talking to the community about our big event, which we're planning is November 1st, is a community health fair that will focus on CPR, mental wellness, health, and focusing on emphasis on student and family resources. So we are really excited about that. And we hope that you'll come out and support us. And in addition, we also want to create social media platforms on Instagram and Facebook to highlight our events that we plan and to engage with the community. We also plan to have a town hall so we can hear from you. Because the purpose of the Community Relations Committee is to hear from the community and to engage with the community. So we hope to see you all on the 22nd. Thank you.
Thank you. Any board members have any questions, concerns, comments about what trustee Gilmore just said? Nope. Okay. Moving on, we don't have other committees. We don't have new business. We're moving on to our second public comments. And this public comments, individuals may address the board on agenda and school matters of community interest for 1 minute. Is there anyone in the public that would like to speak?
Yes, the previous session.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there a mic?
Oh, it's right there.
Sorry. Can we just make sure we start? I'm sorry. Do you have the The mic is not on. Wait. Hold on.
Sing tested?
I want to make sure, I want to make sure you get your minute. Hold on, let's. It's on? Okay.
In the previous session, I had some questions, and I was wondering if they are going to be answered at some point, if I can get some answers to those concerns. That was when I asked about the interview process. I asked about the whole situation with Mr. Galliano, because I am concerned about teachers, and I am concerned about our students. And I'd like to know if that's going to be pursued, if someone's going to follow up on that, or if I'm going to get an answer.
We'll have are you done? I don't want to take away from you.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, the board is prohibited from speaking publicly on personnel matters. I can tell you there is a personnel subcommittee that three or four members of this board is on, and they take that role very seriously and diligently. And that is how the process plays itself out. The personnel committee meets with either the superintendent or the HR representative to discuss all these concerns. And then after that committee, the central office brings the recommendations that you see today on the paper, but they're not going to speak about the actual process publicly.
I'm not,
Any
I'm
specific
not talking
public.
about publicly. I'm talking about if I can get a response personally.
I believe I just responded to your question. Was
No,
there
you
something
said
else?
publicly.
No, well,
I-
publicly means to a member of the public.
Okay, so as a member of as a member of the community, you're saying that none of my concerns will be addressed. I can't get a reply. That I'm just reiterating.
If
Is
you're-
that what you're telling me?
If your concern is about a specific employee,
If
you will
I'm
not have.
concerned
you will not
about
have-
many employees, and not one employee. I was a volunteer
Understand.
in Hackensack at the Parker School.
I
So it's not just something that I'm pulling straws.
I understand.
Yes.
No member of this board can discuss a personnel matter with any
Okay.
member of the public. I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you very much for your assistance and your information.
President Harris just reminded me that I think part of your question was how the actual process happens as from like the interview process to the hiring process. That if it's just a general process question, the superintendent's office can address if you want to contact her. Thank you.
Member of community, as a grandparent, as a parent, and I just want answers, that's all, as most of us do. There's no reason for me at my age to be out this time of night, unless I'm genuinely concerned. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else from the public? Going once, going twice. Okay. Anyone online? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tracy Pantiseca. I am a parent, an alumni, a teacher, and a community member. I do have just a general community concern about supplies. Over the past couple years and since I've started teaching, we've been expecting parents to pay for more and more school supplies. And I was wondering if there's a way to increase the school supplies budget so that we can provide tissues in classrooms, more notebooks, folders, pencils. For right now, even elementary school teachers are getting $175 per classroom, and it's really not enough to provide everything that's needed for the entire school year, and parents are taking on the brunt of it, which I don't think is fair. Our pre-K classes and some of our special ed classes need gloves to handle food and change soiled children, and some of them are buying those with their own money. So if we can look into just more school supply budget and providing classrooms with required supplies would be much appreciated.
Anyone else? Okay. All right. At this time, public comments is closed. I do just want to go back. There were some public comments. People did have questions that I just want to make sure that we just refer to it and look into it. Somebody did mention about documents of money that goes to charter schools. If the business office can look into that and if they could give us that information. Thank you. Also, another question was asked about the difficulty of understanding the elementary report cards. If we couldn't look into that, Ms. Parchment? Thank you. Another question was the school budget. Why is it that we need to submit a school budget a year in advance? Ms. Parchment, are you able to answer that at this moment?
It's not a year in advance, a really big prayer from the parents. Administrators do develop a budget every year, and it's required as per NJDOE law, but it's not a year in advance. So I would really like to get more details from the parent.
Okay, thank you.
It was, Anna Garcia, if I knew what school to which she was referring, but I need to know what school.
Okay, thank you. I believe our board attorney has something to add.
Oh, yeah, I would just add that the budget process is governed by New Jersey statute. So any timeframes that are imposed by the legislature, and our board and the business office are really tied to those timeframes.
Thank you. So now we are moving on to board comments. Start all the way down at the end and then Ms. Austin Balaputra.
Good evening, everyone. I want to say that I appreciate the comments from the public regardless of the content. And while I may not agree with everyone's approach, I believe that everyone, we're focused on what we want and need for our community, especially the children of this community. Would I want some of the approach to be different? Yes. I work in a school, so I get yelled at by people a lot. This is a new experience to do it for free, but okay. I survived it. I'm still standing. I want to commend my fellow board members. I want to say to Mr. Jones, welcome. I appreciate your bravery. I want to say to Mrs. Parchment, how exciting I think this is. I've known her for a very long time, like all the way back to Youth on the Move. I've known her as a mentor in my life as a child or teen. Then she was my official mentor as a new teacher, and she's been my unofficial mentor as an administrator. So this is particularly exciting for me. I would also like to thank Lindita. At our last meeting, we talked about some transparency issues, and she has done an amazing job to course correct immediately. Someone raised the issue about how much money we're spending on charter schools. The bills list last time wasn't necessarily available for the public. Today it is. And those figures about how much money we're spending on charter schools in that bills list for people to see right now. So we are moving in a direction, and it may not be readily apparent to the public as of right now, but I want to point out that's something I can point to right now to say that has changed in just a month. And I want to commend Ms. Agastra for all that she has done to help us in that effort, and I appreciate you for that. Just want to shout out 2 events that I attended since last meeting. I attended the Performing Arts Banquet. As a child of a performing arts teacher in this district, I have seen firsthand where we've come, how far we've come. That party was in my mom's classroom with Lisa McVicker and some fried chicken and baked ziti that I had to help drop off, and now we've gone to a banquet facility with AP choir and multiple drama classes and multiple chorus classes and multiple instrumental classes and students that are being honored as all county this and all county jazz, and just the number of students that are majoring in college and in performing arts. And to see where Lisa McVicker and thank you, Platty, I didn't want to mess it up, Miss Platty and Mr. Gaines, just to see where our performing arts has come and the importance that we place on the arts. We've always been an artistic community. We've always been a place that values the arts, but the academic achievement in the arts has changed and grown so much. And I was touched by that. Wish my mom could have seen just where this was going. She said Lisa McVicker's gonna take this somewhere, and then Matt came, and that value and the ability to articulate from the lower grades. They're doing great things at the elementary level in music and performing arts education. And that's a huge difference to what I experienced as a child. Like, I was forced to be in the play. Thanks, Mr. Stein, for making the sets. Appreciate you. But what we're doing now is so far beyond what I experienced. And in that same vein of things that I wish I could have experienced as a child growing up, I wanted to play Little League football really bad. And my dad was against it. He said, I don't know what that could do to your health as an adult female. So he was definitely not on board with it. But last night I attended the girls' flag football dinner. And I didn't know that many young ladies played football, and all the achievements and the scholarships and where this program is going. I want to commend Mr. Whiting, Dr. Edwards, the head coach, I think Coach Clyburn, the whole staff. They have a whole support team around them. And something that is a club, it's not yet NJSIAA a sport. And God help us when it becomes a sport, because then our track team is going to be missing some people. But what's possible for women in sports in this town? We've always had a great history of athletics for men and for women, but this is a whole new frontier. And I'm just so appreciative to see kids get opportunities. Of all the opportunities I had growing up in this town, and I had so many, and I'm so appreciative of my childhood and what I was able to experience. But to see students get things beyond that, to see every parent wants to see their kid have something that they didn't have. As a member of this community, to get to see students have something that I didn't have, that is an important part of being in this role as a trustee, and to have a front row seat to that. And I'm very grateful. So I just want to thank the district and all that they're doing on behalf of our students and all the amazing things that are happening. Thank you.
Trustee Gilmore.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for staying for such a long meeting. First of all, I want to congratulate Andrea. I'm super happy that you have accepted the acting superintendent role. A real fun fact, Andrea was my substitute 7th grade English teacher. She always used to substitute for Miss Cruz. But on a serious note, as a trustee, as a Comet, a lifelong Hackensack resident, as a taxpayer, every decision that we make affects me as well. So I take that very seriously. And I want to thank you for your trust in this board to do the right thing. Welcome to our newly inducted trustee, Mike. Congratulations. And while we may not be able to discuss the personnel matters in detail, we hear your concerns, and we remain committed to transparency, accountability, and returning stability to this district that I love so much. And lastly, thank you again for your time and your engagement. Get home safe and good night.
Trustee Pringle.
You know, I hate this part. All right, people. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming out, voicing your opinions, um, voicing your concerns, right, wrong, or indifferent. I too want to congratulate Andrea. Um, I think you're going to do amazing. Your heart is in everything you do. I always admired you since I got on this board, and I'm proud to just see where you are right now up here with us. Mike, congratulations. I can't wait to see all the amazing things that you are going to contribute to our board. I also attended the girls' flag football dinner last night. And I just have to say that this is the second year. These girls are doing amazing. I am so very proud of them. I believe it's 3 or 4 seniors, so they're going to be leaving us. They passed down the torch to a couple of girls last night. And my daughter was one that got a varsity letter. Thank you to all the coaches. During flag football, it was new for me for this flag football thing, but my daughter and everyone else, it showed in the way that they played. They did make it to the finals. Although they didn't win, they did make it to the finals. That's usually more than I usually say at this time of the night. I really appreciate all the support from everyone. The only thing that I could say is trust the process. Thank you for your support. Good night.
Okay, trustee Carroll.
Excuse me. I thank everybody for coming out tonight. We're still here. It's late, so I'm gonna try to be very quick. Congratulations to Acting Superintendent Andrea Oates Parchment. I want to thank the administration, staff, and everyone for another year in the books. I would also like to thank our superintendent, Ms. Parchment, and Ms. Marks in the central office for pulling together during this time and continuing to run the district. They're doing a fabulous job in such short notice. To Harry, our safety coordinator, he'll be leaving us. Sorry to see that. We've worked together closely with the school and the police department, and he will definitely be missed. So I wish him good luck. Thank you to the chorus for the alma mater. Let's see, I'm all over the place here, but I'm trying to keep it short. Trust me, I'm ready to go home. I want to congratulate the class of 2025. It's time for a new chapter in their lives. But trust me, as you get older, you're going to cherish these years, especially your high school years, the friends, the memories, the experiences, good and bad. Take them with you. And for the students who are going away to college, I know it may be a little scary, but you will make new friends, new memories, and I wish all the graduates good luck, whatever path you choose. And remember, you are blue and gold, you are a comet, and you will soar. I want to thank everyone who came out tonight. We do hear your concerns, and I just want you guys to know we are privy to more information than you guys get. So just keep that in mind. And although we don't always agree on this panel, at the end of the day, the decisions that are made are going to be for the best of the district, the kids, and the community. So like Trustee Pringle said, trust the process. and we are here for all of you. Again, congratulations to the class of 2025. And oh, there were a couple of comments about my dad here tonight. Walter Carroll. It was humbling and just I was just gonna say, yeah, they're very big shoes to fill, but he's instilled in me a lot of those good qualities and traits that I intend to carry on this board as long as I'm on this board. So believe in this board and believe in me. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Trustee Martin.
Okay, first, I'd like to, I want to thank, first, I want to congratulate Andrea, for taking that position as, acting superintendent. This board know that you would do a good job. You would do, to the best of your ability and then some. No matter what job you take, you always in the last one to leave and the first one to arrive. And so we have faith in you. We're looking forward to working with you. And we'll see you at meetings and on this panel. We also want to, congratulate Mr. Jones. We're looking forward for you sitting up in here on this dais with us. And helping us move the ball into the next another direction and a good direction, and we're gonna be doing well together. I just at our last meeting, I would like to make a correction. I said Fairmount students went to Trenton and met with Senator Gordon Johnson at the Steakhouse in Trenton, in Trenton at the State House for the day. Actually, it was Nellie K. Parker students and their teacher, Miss Michelle Dudley. It was a day of learning all about the legislators and the process of the history of the building. We want to thank you, Miss Dudley, for a job well done, for your service, and for always being there for our kids. Keep up the good work, and we'll be watching you for more good things that you do. Let's see here. Congratulations to the students for receiving the New Jersey Seal Bilinguacy Award. We are very proud of you, and we're sure that your parents are as well. Thank you again to our course director and her students for coming out and leading the school alma mater song for us. We do that twice a year, and we find that that's important. Why? Because it brings back morale in the school. It's something that the students can look forward to. Not only that they do it, I believe they still do it every Friday in school. That's what they did when I was there, and I hope that tradition carry on. And we like to show them that we also, as adults, still believe in our alma mater, because blue and gold will stand forever. And also, I would like to thank our student rep. She had done a fabulous job and staying up late and juggling her schedule around and homework and etc. We wish you well in college and in life, and keep up the good work. We're looking for great things from you as you carry on the comet symbol. Congratulations to all our retirees in the district. Thank you for your service, and we wish you the best in whatever you do. And just think, when you wake up, you don't have to walk into a school building anymore, because we know you will be still thinking about that and still have that in your system until it wear out. And Mr. Jackson, please send us that link on hip hop in school. That's something that this board would like to see, and we'll give you our feedback on what we think of it. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, to the community, from day one of taking my seat on this dais, I had always asked for you to come out, leave your homes, and speak out and tell us your concerns without a hesitation. We're here for you. We will listen. And I guess it worked. Everybody came out. And I will continue on encourage you to come out. As I said, every meeting, no matter if it's good or bad, we're here to listen. And please continue on coming out. I think that's very important to listen to our community, because you advocate for the students, because the students can't advocate for themselves. So we appreciate you, and we appreciate everyone staying this long as you have thus far. And I also want to thank our IT team. You guys are the greatest. The long hours. Yeah, let's give them a hand. Yeah. The long hours you put in, the smiles on your faces, it doesn't go unnoticed. So continue on doing the good work. We do appreciate you. Don't think nobody don't. This board does. Thanks again. I think that's it. That's all I have.
Thank you. Trustee Abrahimsa.
Thank you so much. First, I just want to thank everyone again for joining us tonight. We really do appreciate you taking your time to come out. All of the comments that you made, the frustrations that you've raised, concerns, and your appreciation, we do appreciate that and take that into consideration. I also want to take the time to thank our president, President Maury Harris, for her ongoing leadership. She has been working around the clock with our current team at central office. I want to also take the time to thank my fellow trustees for their hard work and professionalism. And a huge thank you and congratulations goes to Acting Superintendent Andrea Oates Parchment for taking on this role and providing the district with the steadfast leadership that we need during this period of transition. Also, a special thank you to Assistant Superintendent Rosemary Marks for her work and support. I do just want to reiterate that it is an honor to serve on this board, one that I, and I think the rest of my colleagues, don't take lightly. Our commitment as trustees remains first and foremost to our students and ensuring that they receive excellence in education across the district. Additionally, as trustees, we are responsible for providing financial oversight of the district, ensuring our resources are used effectively, ethically, and in alignment with all state and federal laws. I want to thank the current central office team for their hard work, especially, as was pointed out, Lindita Agastra for all of her hard work. And I know that she's been doing a lot these past few weeks. Despite recent events, this is also a time of celebration for our students, celebrating their academic achievements, their athletic achievements, their artistic achievements. We've had so many wonderful celebrations, the arts banquet, the top 20, our scholarship awards presentations, tomorrow's athletic banquet. We really want to celebrate the future that lays ahead for our students. Congratulations to the students who achieved the New Jersey Seal of Biliteracy and demonstrated proficiency in English and at least one other language. As someone who grew up in a multi-language household, I know and appreciate the hard work that goes into that achievement. And a huge thank you and congratulations to our World Language Department for their hard work in encouraging our students in their achievements. And also congratulations to all of our students across the district, those who are moving up, those who are graduating at the middle school tomorrow, and our seniors, our class of 2025, who will be graduating next week. Another special thank you to Miss Platty and the choir that gave us a great presentation, a great performance this evening. And again, special congratulations to our newly appointed board member, Mike Jones. We look forward to working with you and hope that you don't change your mind after tonight's long meeting. And also to echo Kenny's comments, wishing Harry Ruiz all the best in the future, and we thank him for his service. June is also Pride Month, and definitely want to wish everyone a very happy Pride. And lastly, I do want to say, you know, it is a shame that some people, including some former board members, are spending time dividing the community, insinuating that it's somehow wrong to feel pride in our school community, pride as Comets. Even though I didn't grow up here in Hackensack, one of the things that has always made me love our community was this sense of pride, and I have always felt welcomed as a member of the Comet family. And very last thing that I want to say, since his name was invoked throughout the evening, I do want to officially congratulate Kasim Gaines, a member of our Hackensack Public Schools community, for his victory in the election, and congratulations to the entire newly elected city council members. We look forward to the opportunity to work together with the city council, and we look forward to the celebration that's going to take place here in the auditorium on July 1st. So thank you again to everyone for coming out. Thank you again for all your comments, and have a great night.
Thank you. I believe Trustee Martin.
Just one more thing. I want to wish everybody a happy Juneteenth, and please endure into the festivities coming up at Carver Park on Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Vice President Stein.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you to all my board members. When you get to be next to last, there's hardly anything left to say. But I do want to, I have known Andrea for many years. Not as long as others in the auditorium, but many years. I've seen you as a board member. I've seen you grow up in our system as a teacher, as a principal, as an administrator. And tonight is a pinnacle for you and for the community at large. Couple of things I want to say also is to Ms. Marks and to Ms. Parchment. They have taken the reins into their hands and really have guided this community, this school community, forward over the last week or so. And I want to commend both of you for taking on that whole role. As was said earlier, we had witnessed so far this week, the past few weeks, the Performing Arts Dinner. Ms. McVicker, Ms. Platty, and Mr. Gaines are the three key players in that. I have to tell you, Mrs. Vicker, a few years back, started at Tri-Am. What is Tri-Am? I'm glad you asked. Tri-Am is a National Honor Society for instrumental and singing performers. We have had many of our students, they just don't come to class for an hour for a quick A. They actually come for advanced courses to work hard to get that A. Many of them, as we saw at the banquet, will be going on, and in the top 20 dinner, going on to other colleges in technology for music, musical instruction, and so on and so forth. So when I was here a few years back. I took an easy A in playing the French horn, but it has advanced since then. To our students, and on June 4th, there was the scholarship night here in the auditorium. There were hundreds of thousands of dollars given out to our senior students to go on to higher education. If you're familiar with what the costs of colleges are today, every dollar is worth whatever they get. Problem is, many students, it's that old sage that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. There are so many scholarships available to our students. They just don't want to take the time to fill out a really simple application that takes less than a half an hour. To our varsity letter winners, and I have to tell you, we run the full gamut. Last night was the spring sports night. We have so many of our athletes who made first, second, all sports teams in Bergen County. Bergen County happens to be one of the toughest divisions in the state to earn placements in first, second, and third place and honorable mention. It's terrific what the gamut that our students have achieved, and what we will see from our students in the future. Mike, I have to tell you, you have to be a good boy serving on this board. There's a lady here in front by the name of Vita Story, who's been here longer probably than I have. And she gives out little goodie bags at each meeting. So you better be on her good side. But congratulations, we look forward to working with you. And on that, thank you all and those who left for coming out tonight. I did, and I'm sure my board members, my fellow board members, appreciate your comments, good or bad, because we do take them to heart. The ultimate is our students. So thank you. Madam President.
Thank you. I'll try to be as quick as possible. So as we know, June is a wonderful yet chaotic month. It is a month of celebration, a month of where we are ending and transitioning into the next level of education for many students. As a world language teacher, I definitely want to shout out the Seal of Biliteracy students. It is such a huge accomplishment. It is very difficult to be actually recognized by the state of New Jersey to be fluent in 2 languages, not just knowing a few words. This is pure fluency in English and in the other language. As a world language teacher, that is the test that they took. It's one of the exams that we have to take as well. Very difficult, which is why we are on a shortage of world language teachers. So hopefully these students take that opportunity and use it to their advantage for whatever job that they want to do in the future. Congratulations to them. Mike Jones, congratulations and welcome. We look forward, I have the official date, July 23rd for your appointment. Oh, that's wonderful. I love it. It was meant to be. So July 23rd is the day of your official appointment, pending background check and all the fun stuff that you have to do. But we look forward and welcome. Hopefully none of this got you a little nervous. Don't worry, it doesn't happen that often. To the graduates, it is an exciting time. Be excited, be ready. The doors of opportunity are endless. And always remember that Hackensack is your home. And the doors will always be open here if you ever want to come back, if you would like to serve, if you would like to be a teacher, administrator, whatever it is you want to do, come back. The doors are always open. Also, shout out again to the students, to the staff who are inputting grades at the last minute, trying to pack up classrooms. Students who probably don't bring pencils anymore. I have that issue right now. Nobody wants to work. Good luck. Stay strong. Stay focused. It is a very exciting time for everyone, but I hope you use the summer to recuperate, to do something different. Try not to go into your computers and plan for the following year. Take a good 2-3 weeks off. Do something that is completely not school related. You deserve it. Students, you deserve it as well. Try a new hobby. Enjoy your summer. Andrea Oates Parchment, congratulations once again. As you know, I am a huge fan of yours, as I always like to tell Andrea we like to have little private conversations, and I tell her how amazing she is and how much of an inspiration she is. So congratulations, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you to Rosemary Marks and all of Central staff, to Lindita Agastra and everyone else for their wonderful work, and they did not skip a beat. When I tell you, if I could have recorded how things just went and how everyone just went to work and nobody stopped. It looked like a machine that probably should have looked like that before. But needless to say, I am very happy. I am very confident that we have the district in good hands. Thank you so much. And last but not least, thank you to the community for coming out, for your support. Even if you didn't speak, and if you did speak, thank you so much for coming out. We see you, we hear you, good or bad. We're taking notes. And I said this before on my very first time coming here as president, the mission is to stay focused. We are at a time where people are being divided through false narratives, and we need to remain focused. The focus is our children, the focus is our community, and to continue to give you that information when we get it. I wish everyone a very good night, a good summer. If we don't see you, thank you so much for hanging in there. Can I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Carroll. Can I have a second? Second by trustee Pringle. All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed?
Yes.
Okay, meeting closed at 11:07. Thank you so much. Have a good night.